All right, so I'm here with my WR450F 2026, doing a full teardown on it. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to do a proper brake flush, front and rear. All right, so go ahead and remove any guards. Good trade habit is go ahead and put those screws back in the holes that came out of. That way you're not kicking them around and losing them. So throughout this process, what you'll be utilizing is this nipple right here. They can be different sizes, but this one is 8 mil. And then you have this reservoir cap right here. This is the brake reservoir on this bike. The brake fluid doesn't look too bad, but if this looks dark golden, then it's definitely time to change it. If you see it in the sun, it's a little dark for my taste, and it's been a while since a brake change. And of course, you'll be utilizing your brake pedal as well throughout this process. So let's go ahead and get into it. So it's honestly very simple. Best thing you can do is get yourself a good kit. Pick this one up from Cycle Gear. It has a vacuum pump and this little reservoir that you attach to that. A bunch of hoses and clips and attachments, but it's much simpler just to pick up a one-way valve. It's just a little metal cylinder with hose like this, and then all you gotta do is dump it into a container. But I'm basically just gonna use this as my one-way valve because it has no other way to flow. So if you are doing this by yourself, we like to use balance around here. It's not the easiest task. It's always nice to have an extra set of hands, but throw some tape on your line, balance your reservoir or your overflow for your line with a glass cleaner bottle, just like that. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so we have pulled our reservoir cap. Go ahead and set that to the side somewhere safe, and we are using Motul RBF 660 factory line DOT4 brake fluid. This is what the racing professionals use. It has a way higher temperature burn-off point because what happens as you use your brakes, this gets very hot and it deteriorates your brake fluid and you can get brake fade, which is no bueno. So we'll go ahead and top off our reservoir like so. Fill it to the top. What you want to do is take your 8mm wrench, put it on your nipple, make sure your line is attached, pump your brakes, and then hold your brake down and slowly loosen while holding pressure on your brake, and fluid will start to come out. Tighten it up as soon as your brake bottoms out. You can let pressure off your brake, pump it back up, hold pressure, open your line, close it. Short bursts are the trick, especially when you're alone. They make much more efficient systems for this, but if you're just looking to change your fluid real quick by yourself, this is the way. It works on all bikes. ABS systems may be a little different. There's just more line for all the fluid to go through, but it should be primarily the same. Bam. You don't want to see any air bubbles coming out of your nipple, and that fluid will drain into your one-way valve, and then you just continue to do this and refill your reservoir as you go. So if you can see the more golden tint on this one compared to this one, that's what you want to pay attention to, is that darker colored fluid in your reservoir. So you pop the cap, same process. As you're loosening that little screw down there, pump these brakes. Hold pressure, barely open that 8mm nipple, close it back up after a little bit of fluid runs out. You can release pressure on that once that screw is tightened back up, and then continue to repeat the process. Pump brakes, hold when you're ready to release pressure on the screw, and you really don't need to let out much fluid at once. If you let out too much, then and don't tighten it up before you let pressure off this, then you can let air back into the system, and you do not want that.